did not disappoint. And as Captain Good and Plenty has taken care of all of the intro kind of stuff, we can jump into the specifics of tonight's show. Starting off with, what kind of monster are we challenging tonight? Well, we went to our Twitter and asked, what kind of winter-themed monster would you like us to challenge? And you picked the Remorhas. For those of you who don't know what a Remorhas is, it's a giant centipede that lives in ice and breathes fire. It's nasty. It's a nasty little bug. If a little bug, it was the size of a subway train. So it's going to be a lot of fun. In addition to that, we asked what kind of quests you wanted to go on. We went to our Instagram and said what kind of quest you wanted, and you selected once again the fetch quest. You really want to see us fetch something. So at some point, our heroes will be told, you need to retrieve that item. And if they do, they will succeed in the quest. Finally, we asked our Patreon to pick a number between 1 and 50, and they selected 42. 42 gave us our quest card for tonight, which is in a forest glade, you come across a ruined doorway. It hums with magical power. I read that to our players, and they answered a couple questions from that. And from all of these, we are going to build our adventure tonight. What's going to happen? Nobody knows. That's the fun part. In addition, we have our Hell deck tonight. That was picked by our Twitter, our Hell deck. So if you throw plot twists at us at any point in the show, I will pull one of these cards, and that will be a new plot thrown onto the table. That's in addition to all of our other donations. You can throw monsters, potions, epic items, enchanted armor, and everything in between at our players tonight. Speaking of players, let's get to my favorite part of the show, the part where I introduce our players, starting off with everyone's favorite Eyler. Put your hands together for Brooke Eyler as Vasilia Cruentus, the Dhampir rogue.
Oh. Hello, I'm sure tonight will be a lovely time.
Yeah, well, I mean, as an undead monstrosity, you do prefer nights to days, from what I understand.
Indeed I do. Gouvernant most of all.
Gouvernant, happy and mischievous Gouvernant to you as well. I'm decked out in my kit and miss attire. Speaking of tired, let's put our hands for everyone's overactive Turtlefolk. Put your hands together for Robert Heger as Sonny, the Turtle Warlock.
I'm not dead yet.
We're gonna try and change that tonight, Sonny.
Bring it on.
All right, up next we have everyone's favorite angsty teenage boy. Put your hands together for Will Segal as Bubbles Wrathknit, the Orc Berserker.
Going to hell tonight.
Yes, you are going to hell tonight, and it's that fun. So that's your holidays plan, huh? Spending time with mom and dad?
I mean, hopefully, Mom.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll find out. We'll see if you can find her amongst the lost souls of the infernal plains. All right, well, good luck to you on that, Bubbles. All right, now that we've got our cast assembled, we are ready to get this adventure started. And we're going to start the way we always do, with a hearty huzzah. And feel free to join in. It's a lot of fun. 3, 2, 1, huzzah!
Huzzah!
I did.
All right, let's start off with Vasilia. Vasilia, you are in the Broken Tankard Tavern, checking the surrounding map of the Oakvale area to see if there are any Ogre Garden restaurants in the area. As part of your personal family tradition, you feel like you want to go there. You haven't decided whether or not you're going to extend the invitation to any other cool adventurers, but you are happy to learn that there is one in the Mountains of Despair.
Oh, good. Two of my favorite things, breadsticks and despair.
Indeed. As you have that revelation, you can hear the caroling of the converts to the good boy celebrating their Happy Hanukkah, doing Happy Hanukkah carols, which you find a bit grating. And so you begin to make your way out of the Broken Tankard Tavern when you collide directly into a large Turtlefolk with a smile across his face. The two of you have never met before, but several of the other cool adventurers have told you that this is Sunny, the erstwhile Warlock Turtlefolk companion to their quests.
Oh,
Salutations.
hi. So funny bumping into here. Well, lovely meeting you. Heard so much about you. All good things. All
You
good.
have? Well, that's
Oh.
all good things. Well, that seems kind of like a lie.
I've never lied in my life, but you're so cute.
Okay. Well, I'll be honest. I know nothing about you.
I'd rather it that way. I'm glad they're not talking about me. I'd rather there be nothing than talking shit, so I'll take it. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Okay. All right. Well, I'm Sunny. You are?
Voss. You can call me Voss. A pleasure. Sonny.
All right, Voss.
I definitely won't forget that.
High, middle, or low?
Middle.
All right, we're looking for a 3 or 4. Let's roll a d6. 6, that's high. A dagger flies through the air, striking you in the shoulder for 1 point of damage. Attached to the dagger is a little scroll, which you unfurl as you pull the dagger out. The scroll reads, "Damnable cool adventurers, this is Knick-Knack, son of Tic-Tac of the Toboggan Goblin Bobsled League. Because of your interferences last season, we have initiated a blood even in the notes you can see that like it has like dots like it's not a concise thing. It's really
he was doing a big thing.
blood oath, that's the word I was looking for. Blood oath that challenges you to participate in this year's Yule running. If a failure to do so will result in a pain that you have never experienced.
Running.
Odd or even, Voss?
Even. This will be odd. This will be odd.
Roll a d4.
This will be odd. Yeah,
Oh.
it'll be odd.
It's odd. Yeah, another dagger strikes you in your other shoulder for 1 point of damage.
God damn it all. Okay. At least I'm even.
It also has a scroll attached to it. You unfurl that one and it says, "This is merely a taste of the pain that we will unleash, but it will be like this, but also unknowable in comparison to this."
Could I figure out where these are coming from?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let's roll because you are a rogue. You can actually roll stealth in this situation.
I
to
would
figure out
love
where
to.
they're hiding. All right.
would
let's roll
love
a stealth
to.
check. That'll be 1d20 plus 1d6. We'll set the check at 18. It's 11. You can take the failure, or you can turn it into a success by burning some EP.
I'll use EP. It's fine.
All right, you'll burn 4 EP, turning it into a success. You see a small figure jumping. You see a small figure jumping from banister to banister in the roofing of the Broken Tankard Tavern. What do you do, Sonny? What do you do?
Well, I probably don't notice him.
You do not. So what do you do?
Yeah, that's a roof up there.
You're adorable. Okay. Could you turn around a moment, Sonny? I use his back to write on the note that was stabbed into my shoulder with my blood and my dagger. And it says, "I see you, bitch. Heart, love, Voss." And I'm gonna throw a dagger at the figure with it attached.
Yes. Let's have this be a simple attack. We'll roll a 1d6. Let's roll a 1d6. 4. Ooh, yeah. You hear the squish of dagger meeting flesh a yelp, and then a body falling from the banisters onto the ground. It crashes in between all of the Houndica carolers. They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" And you see a dead goblin rogue draped in black with a bag of daggers.
Oh, that's completely my bad. I need to work on aiming for the non-vital parts, but
I mean, it was a great shot.
High, middle, or low?
Low, because I want to get nothing right today.
All right, we need a 1 or a 2.
It's not gonna be.
Oh, it's a 1.
What?
Another dagger is thrown in between you and Sunny, hitting neither of you. It also has a scroll attached to it. You unfurl it, and it says, your acceptance of our challenge has been received. Meet us at the Mountains of Despair at Toboggan's tracks for the participation in the Yule running. Heart, knick-knack.
Sonny, I made a friend. Look at this.
Fantastic. Mountains of Despair, that sounds like fun.
It's great fun. Here, are you good at running, mayhaps? Or do you think if... here's an idea. If I put you on your back and push you down a large hill, how fast do you reckon you could go?
That, I think I could get up to a pretty good speed. Like, I'm amazing at falling. But like running, no. I'm pretty bad at that. Like, I can walk at a steady pace, and I can fall at an amazing pace. So...
Fantastic. Okay. You will be our team faller. You will be the fall guy. Okay?
Ooh, like that.
Perfect. Okay. Afterwards, we can go get some warm soup. Yeah? Good?
Yeah.
You like soup? Great. Let's go. Please.
And with that, the two of them set out towards the Mountains of Despair. Meanwhile, in the 4th level of the realm of hell, Sunny sat in his room, frustrated. He had been there.
Yeah, I am frustrated, voice in the sky, because my name is Bubbles.
I'm sorry, I keep doing that this month. I'm getting everyone's names wrong. Bubbles sits in his room that his father prepared for him, very frustrated because he has been there for in Improvian time about 2 weeks, but in hell time works very different. When you are not working, time moves very fast, so you have about a half hour. But the work hours from dawn until dusk account for 6 years each. So in 2 bubbles, he's been there for pretty close to 30-odd some years, while not aging. His frustration is built on the fact that every time he tries to convince his father to fulfill the end of the bargain where he gets to meet his mother, who had been snatched to the depths of hell, his father just takes him on some wacky adventure trying to get him to give in to his devilish origins. And it is just reaching peak trying too hard papa syndrome. With that, the door swings open and Thenacel, the Bone Devil, enters. Son, I'm very excited for today. Do you know why?
I know you're not going to say because I got to see my mom, so I don't care.
Oh, all right then. I guess you won't see your mom. And he closes the door.
I know you're messing with me.
But I also know you're somewhat intrigued.
I crack open the door like this much, just like this.
He's standing right at the door. Do you want to know how you're going to meet your mom today?
You're going to tell me no matter what I say.
I am. Are you excited to do like a little family activity together?
Sure.
Marvelous! He swings the door open and puts his arms around you. His 6 devilish wings begin flying, lifting you into the air as he flies through the halls of his massive hellish cathedral. He sets you down, and beneath him is a map of the Mountains of Despair, which you recognize because you grew up in Oakvale. And he's like, in Oakvale, there is a small annual tradition known as the Yule running that takes place as the toboggan tracks on the Mountains of Despair. About 666 cycles ago, when I was very much a young devil trying to make my way in the industry, I made a deal with the founder of this town, Toboggan himself, that if he could, he would be given an unlimited supply of wealth and fame for 666 cycles, conditionally that on the 666th, he beat my champion in bobsledding. This became the onset and origin of the Yule runnings, which I'm sure you're somewhat familiar with, as your mothers took you on multiple occasions. This was intentional, as your mother, Naya, is one of the best bobsledders in existence. And as bobsledding is a two-person sport, I think it's wonderful if you would go to her and convince her to participate in this year's Yule runnings so that I can receive my contractually obligated reward for keeping our contract between Toboggan. What say you to that, champ? Do you want to go bobsledding with your mother?
Yep. Yes, absolutely. Can I go see her now?
Yes, of course. He opens the hell portal. So your mother is on the 6th plane of hell, and all you have to do is convince her.
And then we'll be magicked out of there, or?
No, well, he hands you like a little spell stone. Just call me. You know, I'll get you out of there lickety split.
Sounds good, Dad.
Oh, great job, champ. I'm looking forward to it. Also, have you considered, leading the armies of Beelzebub to scourge your sphere and drag it into the hells?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Okay. I don't want to be a pushy dad. I'm not one of those kinds.
No.
Have autonomy.
Yeah, totally. You're so good at that.
Really impressive for me as a devil, giving anyone autonomy. That's not typically how we function.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool.
I feel like you're not listening to me, son.
I am totally listening to you, Father.
Well, then I didn't hear a thank you, Father. That's awesome that you did that for me.
That's so cool. Thank you so much, Dad.
All right, awesome. Also, try to get your mom convinced before, like 4 o'clock. Uncle Jorge wants to take us to that demon restaurant, and I'd hate to miss the reservation.
I do love Uncle Jorge. Okay,
yes.
You got it.
Right, now go through the portal. And he kind of pushes you through the portal. You fall through a tunnel of fire and brimstone, landing on the 6th level of hell. The 6th level of hell is cold, icy. It's the prison of hell. This is where all souls are first sent until they are broken, because once a soul is broken, it can be turned into a devil. And you can see falling from the sky are little flakes of snow, but they're not snow. They're the souls of every evil person being dragged into this plane, falling and forming just massive icebergs of damnable energy. You see ice devils flying through the sky, horned devils on sleighs, whipping hell reindeer as they ride through. And in the distance, you see a massive prison structure ascending out of this plane. What do you do?
Hey, devils or someone, ice devils. Anyone know where my mom is?
Immediately, all of the snow begins screaming at you, like, "Oh God!" It becomes deafening as an ice devil swoops down and lands before you. What business have you on this infernal plane, mortal?
Hey, so Satan.
Yes, I'm familiar with the concept of Satan.
Yeah, okay. I'm his kid, and I need to know where my mom is on his orders.
He walks up to you and carves a pentagram into your scalp, just kind of, and then licks.
Yes, I will retrieve your mother's soul.
He flies into the air, and after a few moments, he comes back with a small piece of ice, presenting it to you. In the ice is your mother, shackled in chains.
I try to gently melt the ice with my hands.
The ice is very, very cold, and the more you hold it, the colder it gets, inflicting 2 points of damage to you.
Rip.
Your mother, you hear your mother's voice in your head. Bubbles.
Oh my god, Mom. Hi.
What are you doing on this plane?
I pull out my one of our famous family knits and I wrap the ice in that.
Oh yeah, that'll warm it up with the power of love. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. But you didn't answer my question. Why are you here? The last I saw you, you had refused your birthright, and I was dragged to this plane. I assumed you would continue by abandoning your birthright, not coming to rescue me.
Why would you assume I wouldn't come to rescue you? Of course I'm coming to rescue you.
Do you realize that the longer you're here, the more likely your father is to influence you into doing his will?
Mom, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, because I know you did whatever sperm donor whatever thing that you did, but he's so fucking stupid.
No, he pretends to be stupid to lull you into a false sense of security. He didn't get to the position of a bone devil by being an idiot. Whatever game you think you're playing with your father is outpacing you.
Okay, don't love that, but I am here with you, and
how are you planning on getting out of here?
well, he gave me a spell stone.
So you're working with him?
To get to you.
Honey, the best thing you can do at this point is put the stone down, walk in any direction into the snow until your mortal form freezes. That will subvert his plans. I want nothing to do with him, and if you are already in his clutches, I can't have anything to do with you either.
Mom, I'm trying to get you out of here.
And I'm trying to prevent our whole realm from being dragged into hell. I thought I raised you better than this, Bubbles.
Man, I don't know, Mom. I just thought you'd be happy to see me.
I'm very happy to see you. What did your father promise you?
He wants us to go bobsledding, which does sound kind of fun.
You notice your mom kind of shift around in her chains. Call your father and tell him I would like to negotiate a deal.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Meanwhile, Vasilia and Sunny have arrived at the trails leading up the Mountains of Despair. The Mountains of Despair are tall, craggy, ice-capped mountains, newer than the Mountains of Death. They ooze with an aura of oppressive guilt and sadness, with the slight sweet aroma of garlic bread wafting through the air.
Wait, not nice.
As the two of you walk up the trail, you see a sign which says Toby Gann's Toboggan Tracks and Goblin Community, 400 yards that way. But as you look, you also feel a warm kind of sensation, as if you were drinking a potato kale and sausage based soup. And you can kind of hear on the wind, when you're here, looking to the source of this, you see past the tree line, there is an old archway, a ruined doorway, perhaps part of some ancient structure that has long since collapsed, and only this remains as a testament to its engineering. The smell of garlic, the sensation of warmth, and the voice promising you unlimited soup and salad is coming from this archway. What do you
hard
do?
left, hard left, hard left, hard left to the archway, hard left. They've got
You go into
unlimited.
the archway?
Or do you partake in sweet libations and perhaps soup and salad?
That does sound really nice right now. It's really cold. And
What if the
Let's
soup
go.
never ended?
that does seem like a lie, but
It
I have to know.
Not at Ogre Garden.
So the two
All
of
right.
you race towards the archway. Arriving at it, there is nothing to indicate that there is an Ogre Garden on the other side of this archway. On the other side of the archway is the same opening of ice and tree line that is on the other side. You pass through multiple times. You can hear the voices. You can smell now the sweet, nutty aroma of Parmesan cheese. You can hear people laughing and having a good time. You can even almost taste wine on your tongue as you pass through the archway multiple times. What do you do?
Could I make an occult check?
Yes, you can make an
What
occult
is this mirage that stands before me? This
All
is the
right,
greatest betrayal I've ever experienced in my entire life.
So as you begin examining the archway, and sure enough, there are occult runes carved into it. So let's roll the occult check. This will be open-ended. The higher you roll, the more I'll tell you. We'll do 1d20 plus 1d6 as you are trained in occult.
Please.
18. Yes. So it seems to be a dimensional portal of some kind. Rudimentarily speaking, like that's how you kind of understand it. The nature of occult magic is it's wrong. Like it shouldn't exist in the universe. So like you're like, okay, this is either a portal or a giant door that eats people, one or the other, or maybe both simultaneously, or it might be a cake and we just don't realize it. But you're pretty
Fantastic.
confident it's a portal that with the right incantation performed by a warlock, you could actually pass through the portal to wherever the dimension is, obviously, which leads you to believe would take you to Ogre Garden.
God. Sonny,
Yeah.
I feel like this is a terribly rude thing to ask someone when you've just met them. But have you, perchance, I asked you if you partook in the soup and the salad. Have you perhaps partaken in the dark arts, maybe?
Yeah, all the
Please?
time.
Oh, fantastic. Could you take a look at this?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you immediately identify the runes, and yes, it's if you're a warlock, it'll take you somewhere you don't know where. If you're not, it'll eat you. And if it's a Tuesday, it's actually cake.
Oh. Is it a Tuesday?
No, it's Monday. Because Monday's
can I-
Wonka Hazards and Hijinks. Promotion.
Well, can I using my knowledge, can I take someone with me, or is it just they would get eaten if I went through?
Oh no! If you were to perform the occult ritual, the portal would be open for as long as you wanted it.
Okay,
It's
I think I
just
could do that.
like if someone was trained in occult but they weren't a warlock and they tried to perform the ritual, the portal would open, but as they entered it, it would turn them into fettuccine Alfredo.
What if I want that?
I've
What
been
if
there.
that's my ideal
Not fun.
form?
Well, I mean, you explain all of this to Vaz, and Vaz says, "What if she wants that? What? How do you respond to that?"
Well, that's You don't want to be cheese. It's a sad existence.
I'd make a pun, but I fear God would strike me down.
I was about to make one too, but I don't believe in God's powers. So let's open this bad boy.
All right, let's roll an occult check. Sunny will set this occult check at 16, so you get 1d20 plus 1d6. Now, Vasilia, you are trained in occult, so you can actually roll an assist if you wanted to.
I would like to assist because I'm sure I will absolutely fail this assist and make it worse.
All right, yeah, let's go. So let's roll the d20 for the assist first. We need an 11 or better to be helpful.
I hope it's a 1.
15! It's successful, so we'll add an additional d6 to Sunny's occult check. So 1d20 plus 2d6, we were trying to get 16. So let's roll. 22, that definitely opens it. So Sunny, you what is the occult phrase you say to open the door?
For Ogre Garden?
Yeah.
I'd imagine it's probably my darkened canton, here I believe in family.
Here you believe in family. The within the archway changes. An ethereal glow illuminates, and you can see inside is a large tavern hall, the largest ogre garden, Vasilia, you have ever seen.
I start crying.
Countless waiters running from table to table with Parmesan graters, just pouring mountains of Parmesan onto plates of pastas. You see happy families all inside, and you, while weeping, you run through the portal. Sunny, you step through after, and the portal closes behind you. Now you're still in control of the portal, you can open it, but as you turn back, you see the archway kind of fade out of reality. So you are now inside this massive ogre garden. Meanwhile, Bubbles found themselves transported to the Mountains of Despair, just walking distance from Toboggan. Beside them was their mother, Naya. They had both come here many times in their youth, as Naya was a world-class toboggan and bobsledding champion in her youth, and would bring Sunny to watch each year's Yule running, the biggest toboggan and bobsledding event of the season. And he was just, it almost filled him with like a sense of nostalgic joy to be back where he had such happy memories with his mom before she left. She, of course, clearly didn't have those. Her face was stony cold as she pulled the toboggan behind her and marched towards the Alpine community. Bubbles, what do you do?
Mom?
Yes?
Are we gonna actually do this? I thought we were just gonna like escape and then you would be free from evil dad.
Sweetheart, that's not how that works. If you did not fulfill your end of the agreement with your father, he would know where you are at all times and be able to take you to hell whenever he felt like.
Okay, that would be bad.
It certainly would, as he seemed very confident you were about to accept your birthright as the Vanguard General of the armies of the Fly.
I just keep telling him that, so he'll let me see you, and he finally did, so it's working.
It definitely did work. Now, I'm pretty sure that hot chocolate stand is still there, so why don't you go get us 2 hot chocolates while I register our sled for the race?
Okay, Mom.
All right. She gives you a smile and a kiss on your forehead, and pulls the toboggan towards a large sign which says registration with 3 exclamation points. Sure enough, you begin walking through the alpine community of toboggan tracks, and yes, the hot chocolate stand is set up. Slippery Slopes hot chocolates. There's a small goblin like just peeking over the counter. Hello and welcome to Slippery Slopes hot chocolates and other hot drinks. What can I get ya?
Oh my god, Raul, you haven't aged a day.
What? Oh my gosh, is that the little Wrathknit boy?
Yeah, man.
What are you doing? Standing on boxes? You're enormous.
Well, I'm an adult now. It's been like a decade. You look great, dude.
Well, thank you. I use a lot of creams. Plus, you know, living in an alpine community basically freezes you, so I'm never gonna age. I'm frozen to time.
That is so cryogenic and cool.
Yeah. Apparently, it has something to do with the town founding, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, if I remember correctly, you like peppermint hot chocolate with marshmallows up the ass.
Yes, two, please.
Absolutely, coming right up. He ducks down beneath the counter, and you hear clanging and banging, and then two piping hot mugs full of peppermint hot chocolate with marshmallows overflowing appear. There you are. That'll be, for you, kid. I'll just take a buckaroonie.
I give him several buckaroonies.
Ooh, these are warm. Why are these so warm? He puts them in his pocket.
I was just in hell. It's a long story.
I know. Young adulthood is hard, kid. You know. Are your parents trying to make you go to college yet? You gonna go to Wizards College, Bard School, the Academy of Punch and Stuff, the Monastery of Punch and Stuff?
Oh my god. Dude, APS, MPS are my top two, but my parents, I'm gonna need to pay for it myself, so I'm doing some work, going on quests, and it's been fun.
You're giving the quest thing a try. You do have the build of a PC. I'd buy that any day. I bet you could break a skull with 2 fingers.
So nice of you. Man, Raul, this is the first time in so long I felt like myself. It was really good to see you.
Yeah, no problem. I'd continue the conversation, but it looks like that young man behind you is very urgently trying to get my attention.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir. And
Bubbles, you turn around and you vaguely remember this young man. He's very handsome, dark tan skin. He looks at you and he goes, you're the fellow from the cave of the Mind Tyrant.
Oh my god. Hey, it's really good to see you. Can I roll for flirting?
Yes, you can roll for flirting. Let's roll a 1d20. We'll set the check at 12. 3. Your face immediately begins glowing red as blood and bile build in your throat and just kind of ooze out of your mouth.
Yeah, I don't even notice it's happening.
Yeah, no. Is that a reaction of the beverage or?
Oh, no, Raul's the best. You gotta try this. It's incredible. I gotta go. And I eat shit in the snow.
Yeah, you just plop, fall down in the snow. The hot chocolates go everywhere. High, middle, or low?
Hi.
All right, we're looking for a 5 or 6. Oh, that's 3. As you get up, you knock into Daz, who's standing above you. He has 2 cups of hot chocolate. They spill on him. Well, the road to hell, huh? I got these seeing the 2 you dropped. Raul, you'll have to make 2 more. He then helps you up.
I gave Raul a generous tip.
Well, a good tip is always nice. Thank you again for saving me the other week. That was it meant a lot to me.
Dude, you're and I just like am unable to make words do things.
I feel the same. I have been on a long, lonely sojourn trying to right an impossible wrong. And it has taken me to very dark places, but meeting you reminded me that there is hope. There is light. Now, I'm sorry, I have to confer with the rest of my team. We're competing in the race today. I hope to see you in the stands.
Yeah.
He grabs.
And I turn around because now I'm freaking out.
He grabs his tea. The hot chocolates are there. Well, let's perhaps catch up after.
Yeah.
All right. And then he disappears into the crowd around the registrations booth, just as your mom pops out. What's taking so long? I don't need a gallon of hot chocolate.
Well, maybe I do, Mom.
That's weird. That's a weird thing to say. And she takes the hot chocolate from you. Let's go check on our starting position. Meanwhile, back at the Ogre Garden of the Ethereal Plane, after some waiting, you are sat at a table. Your server comes up. The strange thing about all of this is all of the servers, the hosts, basically everyone who works at Ogre Garden, where other Ogre Gardens, they're ogres. This one is all run by ethereal constructs. So they're basically figures made out of Ethereum, or like this gaseous kind of like glowing substance somewhere between plasma and whatever is beyond plasma. They kind of hum and make noises, but somehow you can understand what they mean. So you've successfully ordered a bottle of wine and a couple of waters, and asked for a double portion of breadsticks, at which point the server brings out a bag of breadsticks and places it before you. It hums and chimes, indicating that it will give you a few minutes to enjoy the appetizers and the drinks before it comes back for your order. And the two of you kind of sit in this sublime repose of chain restaurant goodness. What do you do?
I've never actually been to one of these before.
It's really good. Do you want a breadstick?
Sure. I mean, I haven't cried like that in years, man.
You should try it. It frees up the sinuses.
All right, Sonny, high, middle, or low?
I'm gonna go with middle.
Okay, we're looking for a 3 or a 4. A 1. Sonny, what was your favorite memory that you had before you became a warlock? Like your life before everything went wrong. What was that good memory?
My 10th birthday, when both my parents were still alive.
Suddenly, as you eat the breadstick, you can feel your parents rubbing your head and wishing you a happy 10th shell day and presenting that enormous cake. And as you eat the breadstick, you're just overwhelmed, like almost crippled with nostalgia. As this beautiful memory washes over you. It is the best breadstick you've ever had in your entire life, because even when you told Snugdar to fuck off on Kitten Miss does not even compare to how great this breadstick is.
Wow.
In my purse.
You know, I thought you were making stuff up about this place, but we need more of those breadsticks.
They're unlimited. I told you it never ends when you're at Ogre Garden.
Sure enough, the bag of breadsticks are completely full again, despite Vasilia constantly putting more into her purse, which is rapidly filling up with breadsticks.
Wow. I would think there's something ominous going on here, but I'm not going to think twice about it.
No, it's okay. The worst thing that happens is I have a light garlic allergy, so I'm gonna puff up here in a few minutes, but it's gonna be worth it.
As the best of us.
As the two of you say this, you look to your table, and your table, which was just a two-person table, is now longer and has settings for 6 people.
Well, that's normal, I guess.
Your server comes back with a large bowl of salad and chimes and whistles, and in your mind, you feel the sensation that the rest of your party has arrived. They'll be here shortly.
What does that mean? Who's the rest of our party?
Both of you kind of look to the archway, which still isn't there, but you see 2 Turtlefolk and 2 laurel leaf elves. Vasilia, those are your parents, and Sunny, those are your parents. Just a reminder, when you're here, your family.
Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! I gotta roll stealth right now! I gotta roll stealth! Oh, my God! I'm going under the table!
All right, yeah, you're gonna roll stealth, but first, give me an odd or even.
Odd.
Odd. All right, yeah. Let's roll a D4. That's odd. You have so you overcame your garlic allergy in this moment, so I won't penalize your stealth check. So let's roll the stealth check. We'll set it at 14, D20 plus a 1d6.
Come on, they're blind. Shit.
Oh,
can I use EP?
Yeah, burn some EP.
I'll burn whatever it takes.
Sunny, confused by seeing your very dead parents, very much alive, walking and waving towards you, you turn back to Vasilia, who has vanished.
You know, I have an intense distrust of these things. I did see my mom being eaten alive.
Your parents sit down beside you and rub your head. Happy Shell Day, Sunny.
I mean, no, I'm not going to fall for this. I think there's something up here.
What are you talking about? Well, I'm sorry it took us so long to get to this restaurant. What with being eaten by those priests really slowed us down, but you can't keep a good turtle down, I always say.
Was it priests? It was an apple.
Roll high, middle, or low.
High.
High. All right. We're looking for a 5 or a 6.
Go back into my hidey hole.
4. Your father taps you on the shell. No, you're misremembering. You've had too much of this wine. It was a bunch of priests. That's why you hate all gods.
You know, that sounds about right. I love you guys.
Oh, I love you too. Your mom gives you a big hug. I've missed you so much, Sonny.
It's been a long road.
Vasilia, as you're under the table, you see the tables pull apart from each other, and Sonny and his parents kind of like disappear into the crowd of other happy families. Your parents sit down at the table. Well, it is unfortunately very like Vasilia to make plans and then abandon them last minute. You shouldn't think like that. She's under a lot of stress. She'll be here when she's ready. Yes, I remember when she was a youngling hiding under tables as if we couldn't see her. We have to indulge her. She'll come out when she's ready. Odd or even.
Odd.
All right. Let's roll a D4. It's even. You pop your head up.
Yeah.
And Vasilia, despite being an adult, you feel like you're 6 years old again, like the first time you came to Ogre Garden, the time that really made you feel special about this place. There's my little queen. Your father gives you a kiss on your forehead.
Yeah, I just hug him.
Yes, you
I'm
do.
just clinging to him.
Meanwhile, back in toboggan tracks, the toboggan racers are all set up. Sunny, are you taking the driver position, or are you taking the pusher position?
It is still Bubbles.
Sorry, I keep doing that. It's because I see Sunny right here, and then like I'm sorry, Bubbles. I'm gonna start calling you Sunny now. Bubbles, are you taking the driver's position or the pusher position?
Mom, which one do you normally do?
Well, I typically am the driver, but I trained you for years, so either position works for me. Do you feel confident as the pusher or the driver? Which is more likely to get you to win this thing?
So we are trying to win.
Yes, that is the condition. I win the race for your father.
Okay. I'm gonna push.
Okay. I trust you. I'll drive. She hops into the front of the toboggan. As you see the other racers set up, most of them are goblins, a few hoblins, a couple of orcs, and then you see the young man from earlier, Daz. He's like 3 bobsleds away from you, and he's also in the pusher position. So you're both kind of like standing there, and he pops up. He goes, "Huh, we have to stop meeting like this, my friend."
Can I make a new roll to flirt?
Yes, you can always make a roll to flirt, Bubbles.
I was just going off that 3 for a while.
Yeah. Let's roll a d20, and we're gonna roll a d6 and minus it from the total. So instead of adding it because you failed your first flirt check, we're gonna minus this. All right, so give me the total.
Better.
You go to say something, and you just projectile vomit steaming blood all over the back of your mom's head.
Yeah, I do that.
Are you sure you're not allergic to chocolate? I think you shouldn't be drinking chocolate.
No, I think I might be allergic to feelings. And do I have a helmet? I have a helmet, right?
Yeah, you do.
I put it all the way down, and I just like turn away.
Yeah, you turn away.
But you can see like through the cracks in the helmet, like glowing red.
You quickly glance back at Daz, and he is smiling at this as he gets ready. Odd or even? Even? All right, let's roll.
Oh.
It's a 3. So Daz shouts, "Bubbles!
Yes?
Bubbles! How about we have a friendly?" And then your mom pulls your focus. "We need to focus. We have to win. I can't have you flirting with every cute boy or girl or non-binary individual in this competition."
Yeah, totally. Okay. So the pusher's in back, right?
Yeah, the pushers push, and the drivers drive. All right, with that, Knick-Knack takes to the podium. "I am Knick-Knack, great-grandson of Toboggan himself. And for 665 cycles, we have had this glorious tournament. And now we celebrate the most monumentous of all. According to legend, the very fate of this community is on the line tonight. But in addition to that is this beautiful, gigantic trophy. I wish you all the best of luck, racers. And if you don't win, try not to freeze." And then he fires a large blunderbuss into the air. Its pellet explodes, and with that, all of the pushers begin pushing the bobsleds.
I have
what do you do?
athletics. I have athletics
Bubbles, what do
and
you do?
strength. Can I
What?
combine? Can I
Yeah, you can combine.
my athletics and strength?
Well, your athletics override your strength.
Okay.
Because the strength check is just a d20, but athletics give you the bonus.
Okay, then I'm gonna do a very cool squat with serious turnout and rippling muscles and.
Okay, we're gonna have to roll a flirt check for this.
What? How dare you? How dare you? You can't voice in the
All right, let's roll
sky.
the flirt check. D20. This
No!
will be open-ended.
I'm pushing off.
Yeah, you are.
Oh my god. Okay.
17. You as you push and you squat, you're focused. You're in it to win
Okay,
it. But you look
great.
over and you see Daz is just standing, kind of like slack-jawed looking. And if this was an anime, nose would be, or blood would be shooting out of his nose, as his teammate goes, "Push the damn thing! Push the damn thing!" All right, now let's roll the athletics check. I am going to give you an additional d6 for surviving your flirt check. So 2d6 plus 1d20. This again will be open-ended. The higher you roll, the further into the race you will get a start. So let's roll. Ooh, too much flexing. It was a 9 with all three of those. All right, yeah. You begin pushing and 9. Okay. Yeah, you're in the middle of the pack. You got slightly distracted looking at Taz.
Is there
But you're
anything
pushing
else
in the
a
middle of the
pusher
pack
can
and you
do
jump
besides
in.
push?
Yeah, well, you push and then you jump into the toboggan, and your mom is leading on the downward slope. Unlike Earth bobsledding, Goblin bobsledding has hills in it. So there will be multiple times for you to push. You have to push. You can also push on the downslope to try and increase speed, but both riders have to be in the bobsled at the finish line, otherwise you're disqualified. So that's the risk of pushing on the downslope, is you might slip off.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah. All right. So you begin to go down the downslope in the middle of the pack. Your mom, again, kind of gestures like a focus. As you come to the first hill, you have enough momentum that you get a little bit up the first up ramp of the hill, and you jump off the back of the toboggan and get into the pusher's position again. What do?
I push.
Yes. How do you push?
My athletics.
All right. You are
My
going to use your
squatty
athletics.
legs. I'm gonna keep. I mean, I got these calves and these thighs. It
Yeah.
would be foolish of me to do anything else.
Yes, that is very true. All right, because you didn't score well on your last one, I'm going to give you a straight D20. You're not using your athletics, you're just using your strength in this moment. You're desperately trying to get ahead of everyone else because a lot is on the line. Your mom says this is super important. And so let's roll a strength check. We'll set this one at 14. 14. Yes. Those quads are burning and those dogs are barking as you just push up the hill so fast you actually break into the first 3. There are just 2 bobsleds in front of you. As you jump into the bobsled again, you go over the lip onto the next downward slope. It's up to you. Do you want to jump out and continue pushing to give you more momentum, or do you just want to ride your result for this one, and you can see the next hill coming up after a few curves? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do the special trick that my mom taught me when I was a kid.
Oh.
I sort of jump up in the air, but then cannonball back into the bobsled, so it kind of does like a wheelie down the hill.
Nice.
And then it has more momentum for the next one.
I love it. All right, I'm going to say that is going to, let's roll a d12. Let's roll a d12 for that. The higher you roll, the more stuff will happen. 6. All right, yes, I'm going to say that's good enough for a success. So you successfully pulled off the Wrathknit maneuver. You can hear the audience shout, and the announcer who's relaying all of the information goes, "If you look at that, Bubbles Wrathknit in his first bobsled with his mom, former champion Naya Wrathknit, performing the world-famous Wrathknit maneuver. They're going to wheelie ahead. Look at them go. They're catching up on our first and seconds. Wowee wow. Sometimes the holidays really are all about family." Meanwhile, back in the Ogre Garden, Vasilia, Sunny, both of you are gorging yourself on pasta and salad and soup and wine as you are talking with your families. The more you talk to them, the more inconsistencies show up. Like they reference things that never happened, or they misattribute things. But so far, every time you go to address it, they just go, "Oh no, it's fine. It's not how you remember it," and they hand you more breadsticks or they give you more wine. And this growing suspicion that something is wrong is really at odds with how great this is feeling for both of you. So Vasilia, what do you do?
My mom and my dad are there,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not mad.
No, not at all.
No, she's just snuggled up. I'm snuggled up to them. I'm eating my breadsticks. I'm snuggled up to my family. But I would look up. Is Dash joining us?
Oh yes, he'll be here shortly.
Okay. I don't want to rush him. He's usually just here for this.
No, he's very excited. He's not even hurt that you didn't give him the first kiss.
What?
He's not even hurt.
That's good. Sonny, how do your parents know my parents? This is so much fun.
As you get up from your table and walk towards Sunny's, several of the serving staff kind of materialize, and they have a slightly more discordant chiming. And it's like, please return to your table. Please return to your table. We don't want to upset the other guests. We're all family after all.
We are, which is, I came in with Sunny, so I wanted to go see how his evening was.
Sweetheart, we came all in together. My little batty girl is confused. Come back, have some more breadsticks.
Oh, we got in here together. This is my new friend Voss.
Your father pats you on your shell. Oh, always the heartbreaker. Take it after your old man. Flirt with that girl over there. Well, you are getting older, son, but let's enjoy the family dinner.
I'm not much of a heartbreaker.
All right, let's no, high, middle, or low?
Let's go with low.
Low. Two, that's low. For a brief moment, you are in an empty like cavern. And you're encased in a thick, sticky substance. And then it switches back, and you stand by your statement. No, you are not a heartbreaker. You've never been a heartbreaker. You're a god breaker, god damn it.
Love is a lie.
Are you okay? You just kind of you dissociated for a moment. Is everything okay over there, Sonny?
Sonny, you look around and your parents are gone.
My parents. They're gone.
The server comes up. Oh, apologies. Here are some more breadsticks, and put more breadsticks in front of you.
I don't want your stinking breadsticks. Where'd my parents go?
Please, sir, calm down. There's no reason to make a scene.
Oh, there's always a reason to make a scene.
Vasilia, high, middle, or low?
High.
All right. Because Sunny succeeded, let's roll 2d6, and if either of them are high, we'll accept it. It's a low and a middle. All right, I'll give you the better result, which is a middle. For a moment, Vasilia, you disassociate. You are also in this cavern, as a creeping, sticky liquid kind of envelops over you. And then you quickly shift back, and your family is calling an attendant. I apologize for our unruly guest. Please, if you'll return to your table, you can have tiramisu.
Tiramisu?
Yes.
A moment. Sorry, Sonny. I hope that you fight that waiter very well and stab him with a spork.
As you look to the table, you see a tiramisu on the table, and instead of your parents, Daz is there.
Who's this fella?
I'm going and I'm sitting right down. No, I'm not even sitting right now. I'm fucking hugging him. I am hugging the shit out of him.
You hug him, and he gives you a kiss on the cheek. I've waited a long time for us to be alone.
I'm here.
Pull back a moment. Kind of either hand on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Tiramisu doesn't get cold, but it does get soggy. I know you like to move at your own pace, but it was complimentary.
We were alone for 30 years constantly. We shared a bed.
High, middle, low. We're going to roll 2d6.
Low.
One of them is low. Daz disappears, and you are in the cave. Both of you are in the cave. The illusion shatters, and you are no longer in Ogre Garden. You're in this cave. There is an ooze-like substance kind of covering the entire base of the cave, which is sliding up around you, just about to overtake your mouth when you kind of shake it off, and both of you fall out of it as it retracts back into the walls.
Sonny, I want you to know it's usually not like that. Usually it's the breadsticks of bread.
Well, I'm never going there. This is taking me off the entire experience of Ogre Garden.
I opened my purse. Are there breadsticks?
No, there are no breadsticks. There's just goo. Suddenly you hear a loud rumbling.
What now?
I think we should kill whatever that is for bringing up our hopes and then crushing them.
Certainly, I'd like to hide.
Okay, let's roll a stealth check. Are you hiding just yourself, or are you hiding the whole party?
Oh, Sonny, do you want to hide, or are you more hitty boy?
I mean, I could hide. I mean, if we're gonna do the hiding thing, all right.
Okay, come
Just
here.
go
I'll
with
make you
the
look like a
flow.
rock.
All right, so we'll set this check a little higher. We'll set it at 16, 1d20 plus 1d6.
Can I burn all 6 of my AP?
You just have to burn 4 to make it a success.
Okay.
You quickly throw together a makeshift rock costume, and you hide against one of the walls as a slithering insectoid creature crawls from the lowest part of the cave, a small hole, and emerges out of it. The entire room becomes so much more warm. Where it was actually quite cold, it's now like radiating heat. It's tropical heat. Like so the heavy coats that you were wearing are just immediately drenched with sweat as the thing kind of slinks around, smelling where you were and then kind of screaming. You recognize this thing as a Remorhaz, which is an Arctic creature that is usually an ambush hunter. It doesn't usually use illusions. In fact, it's a vermin, so its intelligence is like 3. It's not really capable of casting spells. But you notice the same occult runes that were on the archway are written along its gullet. where it illuminates heat from its internal kind of furnace-like biological chamber, where it vomits up boiling blood and generates all of this heat. What do the two of you do?
How close is it to Tuesday?
Well, it will be Tuesday in about a half hour.
Sonny, we just have to save it up for half an hour, and then we can turn it into cake.
Jeez.
I love this. Meanwhile, Bubbles, you've reached the fourth hill. You're pushing up the hill. Give me an odd or an even.
Even.
All right, even. Let's roll. Odd. One of you're right behind the guy in first place, his team, and the pusher behind takes a rock and just shucks it, striking your mom in the head, and she tumbles out of the bobsled. What do you do?
Mom!
She just over. because this is a really steep hill, she's just like tumbling down. Other bobsleds are trying to push around her as she tumbles down, almost comically, like sliding down the hill.
Am I able to see anything about the person who threw the rock?
Yeah, they're a goblin. They're like, there are no rules in toboggans.
There are rules.
Yeah, but there's no rules against throwing rocks.
Okay, I am going to do a crazy athletics check. I want to use the Wrathknit maneuver, and as I'm riding the toboggan like a surfboard, I like scoop her up.
Okay, so you're going to use a reverse toboggan. You're going to reverse Wrathknit. You're going to go down the hill, swoop her up. Okay. All right. We'll set this check at 16. 1d20 plus 1d6. Or, alternatively, you can burn all of your EP right now.
Yep.
And succeed.
Doing it. Wait.
All right, then burn all of your EP.
Can I wait for the roll? Or no?
No, that's the devil's bargain. You
okay, that's fine. It's gone.
No, you see what happens.
No EP.
All right. Yes. You quickly flip the toboggan around and begin pushing it down the hill, picking up a lot of momentum and a lot of speed. Other racers kind of divert themselves out of their way, crashing into the walls, their toboggans breaking as you slide down. You flip it up into the wheelie position, and right next to your mom, grabbing her, throwing her into the driver's seat of the toboggan as you whip around again, using the momentum that you had built going down to kind of boost you back up as you drop down and begin pushing, almost lifting the entire toboggan off of the track, and you're just kind of like holding it over your head as you're just like running at this goblin, who's like, oh fuck! He begins throwing all these rocks at you, but you're so focused on your rage that the rocks are just kind of bouncing off of your toned, ripped body as you just like jump and are now neck and neck as both of you come to the lip, seeing that this is the last uphill. It's just downhill from here. What do you do? There are a couple options you can.
I check it. Mom, are you okay?
She kind of rubs her head. You can see blood is in her eyes. She's like, I don't think I can steer the way I used to, but I might be able to push. Switch with me.
Okay, and I jump into the driver's seat.
All right, jumping into the driver's seat, your mom jumps into the
I put her there gently.
Yeah, you put her there gently as you jump into the driver's seat. So driver uses an entirely different skill set, which you do not have. So there are a couple ways you can try and go at it. You can use the skills you have to explain to me how that'll work, or you can take the flat abilities check, or you can try some other maneuver in some way.
Can I make like a memory check to remember my training?
Yeah. I'll do an intelligence check. So that will be open-ended. The higher you roll, the more you will remember. All right. So yeah, while you were a really prolific pusher, and your mom really wanted you to be a driver, you never really picked it up. It's really complicated. There are so many like levers, and it's not just down. There's so many little intricacies that go into it that you just didn't get.
It's not like knitting. Knitting's the same thing over and over.
Yeah, knitting's the same thing. This is so complex. And it's funny that you're like, it's not like knitting, because that's what your other mom, Cindy, would always say. You know, sometimes simplify the problem. You vividly remember her saying that to you all the time. When you were in the field trying to catch the hogs, sometimes simplify the problem. When you were at school and you set that one girl on fire, simplify the problem. And in this moment, you remember one of the fundamental rules of Goblin Toboggans is the entire team has to be in the toboggan to qualify. If the entire team is not in the toboggan, they are disqualified. And you're right next to the goblin asshole who threw a rock at your mom's head.
Okay. And they're the only people in front of me?
Yeah, everyone else, and they're not even in front of you. They're like slightly in front of you. If you're in the driver's seat, their pusher is right next to you, like arm's reach from you. And then everyone else is further behind. Like I said, you knocked a few people out of the race. You quickly look back, you see just a few other racers. You could see their toboggans catching up, but you're so far ahead. And this downward slope is actually like covered with a lot of like rocks and difficult terrain. So it's very difficult. It's causing a lot of people to slow down, even yourself. So what do you do in this moment?
I mean, I don't want to cheat. That's not who I am. That would make me no better than him. And I'm 18, and I feel like my morals are the best, and I should always live by them. So I look at him, and I guess this is going to be a persuasion check?
You have intimidation.
Intimidation check, yes. Smart. And as I'm trying to steer and use all my weight to push us forward, I look at him and just give him the most devastating thumbs down.
All right, let's roll that intimidation check. We're going to set it at 14. So 1d20 plus 1d6. 14. 18. He looks at you and he just goes, goblins have an olive green hue. He just goes like stark white, like whiter than the snow. And like blood shoots out of his nose. And he's like, and he just falls off the back of his toboggan, tumbling to the side. The driver goes, "What's going on?" As the toboggan essentially comes to a stop as you continue to barrel down, crossing the finish line. Knick-Knack fires off the gun. The blunderbuss explodes in the air as people are throwing confetti and rice and all sorts of stuff. The Wrathknits have won! The Wrathknits have won! Knick-Knack comes up to you holding this enormous trophy that's 3 times the size of him. He places it in front of you. Wow, I've never seen that before. That's a new Wrathknit maneuver right there. Switching from pusher to driver in the same race. Hoo-hoo! You're lucky that's not against the rules.
I, in my, adrenaline state, pick up my mom in one hand and the giant trophy in the other and just do a straight arm deadlift with both.
Yes. You do that, and the little remaining of your shirt just completely rips off as the second place crosses the finish line, which is Daz. He jumps off of the pusher position and gives you a hug. Congratulations, my friend.
I drop
All
my
of the
mom.
things you're holding get very heavy.
Yeah.
Apologies. He pulls away from you.
I
He
get them
said,
down.
that was some fun maneuvering. I had to really try to avoid you when you were coming directly at us.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, 1 second. I need to check my mom for injuries, and I do that.
Your mom is wrapping a bandage around her head. She's gotten the blood that's caked out of her eyes. She smiles at me, or she smiles at you. She doesn't smile at me. I'm a voice in the sky. She smiles at you. You did good. I always knew you could do good.
Mom, can you see?
Yes, I can see just fine. I'm looking right. I was looking at a cloud that looked like a bearded man, but now I can see you. It's fine.
Okay, cool. How's your head?
On the list of pains that I have accrued today, it is a minor one. Congratulations, sweetheart. You're a champion.
Hug.
Hug. She hugs you. She picks you up and you pick her up, kind of both picking each other up like this. She is also very strong. With that, she moves towards the trophy and she grabs a rock off the ground and carves a pentagram into the trophy, summoning your father, Thenacel.
Work.
Marvelous.
We did it.
Well, congratulations, my progeny. You prove once again that destiny is at your beck and call and will bow before you if you merely give in to your power. I am very proud of you this day. He then turns to the goblins. As my champion has defeated you on the 666th cycle of the Toboggan tournament, you all are now possessions of the infernal armies of hell. All of the goblins in the community, including Rawal, burst into flame and are gone, dragged to hell. The town, the non-residents who are participating in the tournaments just kind of look on in horror as they do vaguely remember all of the goblins being like, yeah, we're frozen in time. If we don't win, we're going to be in a hell of a pickle. And now all of that you've heard your whole life now makes a lot more sense. He turns back to you and he's like, I'm on my way to getting promoted to pit devil with all of these souls. You should say, good job, old man. That would certainly make me feel really good in this moment.
No.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. You're a strong-willed boy, and I support your agency. Speaking of agency, Naya, he goes and he gives Naya a hug. He's like, you performed admirably, and as I am lawful to a fault, I will honor the conditions of our contract. I will relinquish my claim over our progeny. It will be his choice and his alone if he would like to join us. Now come, my sweet, let us return you back to the 6th plane of hell, and I will greet our new goblin allies in the forges. With that, Naya looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, and then she vanishes in a plume of hellfire. Your mother is a very savvy dealer, using my desire to win this contest to get me to relinquish rights of you. She will make an excellent devil one of these days whenever her will is finally broken.
I punch him in the face.
Yeah, you do. You dent his armor faceplate. He stumbles back. That was inappropriate, young man. We're not coming to the demon restaurant with Uncle Jorge and I. He snaps his fingers and he disappears in a plume of hellfire.
I like punch the plume as it disappears, which is very angry.
All right.
I fall to the ground.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Okay. Odd. All right. You feel someone grab you from behind as you almost fall into the plume of fire. It's Daz. As you turn around, as he pulls you, the two of you kiss for just the briefest of seconds.
Hi.
Hi. It looked like you were about to fall into that. I am sorry. I acted without thinking. That seems to happen a lot when I'm around you. He's still holding you, like his hands around your waist. Yeah.
Roll for coherence.
Yeah, we'll call this a flirt check. We'll set this one at 12. A D20, you need a 12 or better. A nat 1? Bubbles, why don't you tell me what happens?
I mean, judging by the obvious way that this day has been going, I think I projectile vomit blood and bile into his face. Isn't that where that
you do? You just like you feel your cheeks getting really hot, and you just vomit all this blood all over him.
Yeah.
And he kind of like just stands there taking this in for a second, but he hasn't broken his embrace of you. And he goes, my whole life I was raised to prepare myself for a kiss that was supposed to be as bloody as this one. So in a weird way, this is not as bad as you think it is. He kind of rubs your face and like kind of cleans off the bile and blood off of your lower chin. Raoul seems to be gone, but I can make a pretty mean hot chocolate if you'd join me for a post-victory date.
You still want to go out with me after I puked blood on you? I'm in.
Okay. Yes, let's go. As the two of you walk towards Raoul's empty hot chocolate stand, hand in hand, Daz's partner stops you and removes his helmet, and it's Uncle Jorge. Hey, kiddo! Sorry about what happened with your dad, but I'm on business. You were supposed to win! I apologize. I'm ready to accept the consequences. Well, I'm a man of time and money, so let's go here, kid. He snaps his fingers and both of them disappear in a plume of flame.
Wait.
Farewell. What do? You see the pillar of flame. Do you want to try and punch it again?
I'm going to try to hop in.
All right, you're going to try and hop in. I'm going to say this is a nature check.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously this is a portal of some kind, but it's also just made out of fire, and you understand how fire
try
works.
to get in there as they...
Yeah. Then we'll set this check at 14, and we'll roll a d20 plus a 1d6. Nat 20! So you leap through the portal, and you find yourself on a plane of hell that you don't immediately recognize. It's not one of the ones that your father took you on the grand tour. It seems to be a barren wasteland, and you see a storm brewing. Droplets of rain begin falling on you, and they singe your bare skin because it's acid rain. And with that, you quickly run under an undercropping of rocks. Meanwhile, sunny Vasilia, you wait, and wait, and sure enough, dawn has risen, and today is Tuesday. The Remorhas is slumbering kind of in a slinking circle, enveloping itself. What do the two of you do?
All right, Sonny. Do the
I'm
thingy.
gonna turn that into cake.
Damn right. Okay.
I mean, I'm just going to use the same occult spell, right?
Yeah, use the occult spell.
I can help you with that
This
if you
time,
want.
I can't rub velvet cake.
My favorite. A man after my own heart.
That's a damn good joke, Sonny. Give yourself 2 additional HP or 2 EP for that damn good joke.
right.
Vasilia, you said you wanted to perform an aid, so let's roll a D20. We need 11 or better to be helpful. 16.
Thank the
is
gods.
helpful. You begin repeating the occult chant, kind of mirroring his hand gestures. We'll set the check at, because you've already succeeded on the first one, we'll set the check at 14. So 1d20, 2d6. We're trying to get 14. Let's roll, Sonny. 29. Occult energy ripples through the cavern, and suddenly the intense heat is replaced with the saccharine sweet aroma of red velvet cake and cheese cream frosting. As before you, the Remorhas, which itself has a red underbelly and a white carapace, chitinous armor, has been transformed into a giant red velvet cake.
Thank the gods.
The two of you kind
Or
of
the not
celebrate
gods.
the success of the
anti-gods?
moment. What do you do?
Well, unlike the breadsticks, the cake could never be a lie, so I'll eat it.
That is also a damn good joke. Give yourself 2 EP or 2 HP, whichever you prefer.
2 EP.
All right. And the two of you begin eating the cake together. Vasilia,
Mm-hmm.
odd or even?
Odd.
Okay. Oh yeah. You suddenly feel very, very strange, like lightheaded for a moment. You look at Sonny and he's not feeling lightheaded, so you immediately deduce it's not the cake. It's not a lie. It is cake. It's delicious cake. Remorhas red velvet cake. It's delicious.
Really good.
But in a moment, you can hear Daz. And unlike the fangoramasmic element that had deluded you into thinking that you were talking to Daz, this feels in the very heart, the very pit of your undead heart. This is Daz, as you hear him scream, and he says, "Anything for her." And then a plume of hellfire surrounds you, and you are teleported to a barren, hellish wasteland. Sonny, you just watch. She's eating the cake. So from your perspective, the two of you are just eating the cake, and she like kind of goes, and then poof, she explodes. Sonny, what do you do?
Yeah, lost another friend. I'll just take some cake for the road and head out, you know.
As you exit, a dagger is thrown at your feet. You pull, and it says, "You tricky little bastards, using Bubbles Wrathknit as your cool adventurer champion. Our blood feud is off. Also, I'm in hell. Bye bye forever, knick-knack." And Sonny descends down the trail back to Oakvale. Vasilia, you emerge disoriented in a portal of fire, dropping to your knees. The stinging sensation of acid needles your skin as all around you acid rain is falling. You see an outcropping of rocks that seem to provide some type of shelter, and you immediately run towards it. Running in, you see a large figure. What do you do?
I'll draw my dagger, but I have cake shoved into one hand, so I only have one dagger hand, but I'll dual wield my cake and dagger.
Yep. You go cake and dagger in hand, and the large figure turns, and it's Bubbles.
Oh, shit. I can't hear you. Your voice box, it's off.
That's?
Oh, Bubbles! What? Well, I'd say, what in the nine hells are you doing here? But that seems a bit topical.
Both of you are struck by a black bolt of lightning! What will happen? How did Voss end up in hell? Will Bubbles continue to reject his legacy of his father? Will he be able to save his mother? And will Sunny ever develop a meaningful relationship with a cool adventurer? These mysteries and more to be uncovered next time on Hazards and Hijinks. Wow, wow, what a great adventure we had tonight. Oh, it was like one of those mangas that are all about like two boys falling in love. Those are my favorites. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I can't wait for the resolution of this next session. Speaking of next session, thank you so much for following us all the way to the end. If you made it this far, please like, follow, subscribe. If you have an Amazon account, you get that Amazon subscription for us. If not, please, hey, every time you subscribe to us, it really helps us out and makes the show that much better. In addition, you can follow us on our social medias, our Twitters, our Instagrams, and our Patreon, where we interact as much as we can to try and build our adventures for you. Speaking of adventures, next week we have a supersized adventure as Kitten Miss comes to us once again. That's right, we are going to have a 3+ hour stream starting at, there's the Celestial Kitten right there. There she is. Look at King, the Celestial Kitten. Oh, so adorable. We are going to have a 3+ hour super session starting at 5 p.m. next Monday, and it's going to run, and we're even going to end it with like a fun little quick Q&A, like a chat with some of the cast, and come hang out with us, watch the show. It's going to be a rip-roaring awesome fucking time. We're really excited for this one. I want to take this opportunity to say I'm not going to end the show by promoting our next show, which I know you're going to be at. No, I'm going to end the show first by thanking our moderator, Slater Clutch, and thanking our channel familiar, MC Smitherman, tonight. Without them, we could not do what we do. I also want to thank our cast. I also want to thank you, because we do this by you, for you, because we love you. And with that, we will end the way we always do, with a heartfelt huzzah. 3, 2, 1, huzzah! Huzzah! That episode was gay.
I have clinical depression.
Woo! Hazards and hijinks.
Ooh. Oh, we learned a lot about Sunny. Sunny,
Woo!
what parents were eaten by?
An aboleth?
An aboleth. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I love it.
He was my QPP first, bitch.
Oh.
Are we still live?
Oh,
Yes.
thank God.
Womp womp.
I'm just giggling to myself as a truly cruel, ominous voice in the sky.
Really turned our pussies out tonight, hero.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that go.
Incredible, revolutionary, never been done before.
Interaction.
Ramorha's red velvet cake sounds really good.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
It legitimately does. Om nom.
Bye, everybody.
Hey.
Goodbye.